Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to Play Ones. And so, on this episode, I'm going to be talking about Drake. I know it's nothing new because that's basically all I've really been talking about. But we're going to talk about Drake possibly being sued by Tupac's estate. And just due to the reasons of, if you've heard his recent diss, which you probably have, it's he's utilizing Tupac's voice through AI to using it as a tool in battle against another rapper during their beef. And so even though he did use it with Snoop Dogg is alive. Snoop Dogg, he can give his approval or not or whatever. We haven't really heard too much from Snoop Dogg. We don't know if he is, it kind of seems like he doesn't care because he hasn't really said anything about it. And I know by now he's listened to the track. So, if he was mad, he probably would have came out and said something, or maybe even said something to Drake behind the scenes, or, maybe just gave love to it or whatnot. But like, look, I just want to see this do whatever. I'm not on this side or that side, but y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. But as far as Tupac's estate, they are threatening suing him based on him putting up the video on his IG and everything else, and him utilizing it for his own gain. I ain't gonna say financial gain, because I don't even think that Drake was trying to monetize this record. It's not going to be like push-ups, because I don't think Drake was stupid enough to be thinking that he was going to be able to monetize this record. I don't think that he was thinking like, yo, they're going to be perfectly okay with this. It's going to be perfectly lawful, and I'm just going to like do whatever I do because I'm Drake. I got this and I got that. I'm pretty sure that Drake doing this, his team told him that there might be legal ramifications for this, so he's not able to do certain stuff. So I know, just with my limited law knowledge or whatever, that if you're monetizing something, if you're using something for financial gain and you don't have permission from whatever party it may be, in this case using Tupac's voice, his likeliness, not really too much because he's not really trying to sound like Tupac on the record, but using it to in a financial type of way, that is against the law, and he can't get sued for it, especially if the estate isn't being confiscated for it. And so in this case, I don't know the true legal ramifications of it. I don't think that Drake is monetizing it. I don't even know if he wanted to monetize it, because I'm not monetized on social media, at least not yet. So I don't know how it is. I kind of have an idea how it is on YouTube. I don't know how it is on IG or whatnot, but I don't know if you can pick and choose what videos you want to have monetized. So with Drake, I'm pretty sure he's getting monetizations off of stuff that he's doing off of social media, like Instagram. So I don't know if him putting that song up on his IG, if he's getting paid off of that. And if he is, then I can see why they would come at him, because that would be against the law, especially if he didn't get permission and then signed off on it, and he's not paying the estate a certain thing, which I don't think that they would be okay with it, just because of the fact that I guess you could say, if anything goes with it, even if it's not financial, I would say it may be a misrepresentation of Tupac's likeliness. And if it's not just how he raps his cadence, it's just his voice and saying that it is Tupac or whatever, even though people know it's AI. We're not sitting here but oh, Tupac came back from the grave, or he came out of hiding or whatever. He's really alive just to help out Drake take down Kendrick. I don't think anybody was thinking that shit. Even when you hear it, it's whoa, it's AI. That's the first thing that come to mind. But he wasn't really trying to make people believe that it was Tupac actual. And so even with that, I think it still is a case for the estate to, you know, go pursue like a charge against it or whatnot. And it's basically just simply that, you know, it's a misrepresentation, utilizing Tupac's likeliness for your own gain, you know, as a tool for war, as far as like music goes or whatnot, and using it in like a non-good way, non-influential way. And so as of right now, Drake has taken down the record off of his IG. And, you know, you can still find it on YouTube or whatever. He didn't put it on any streaming services, so it wasn't that deep or whatnot. But as of right now, it's taken down. And it's kind of crazy. And this is why I put up another video talking about AI and everything else. And just kind of talking about, like, the greatness of it, but also the scariness of it. You know, it's one of those things where I've seen this video where people was talking about, and this is like a while back, I want to say maybe like last year, it wasn't too far back, but it was a little while ago, where people was talking about you may end up having to have a safe word for like your family and friends, because people, as AI is starting to get a little bit more indistinguishable from, you know, an actual person's voice, you might find somebody utilizing it to get money up out of you, and, you know, you might end up falling for it. So it's like you might need a safe word. You might, you know, have a question, and if they answer the question wrong, then you know that that's not the AI, because that person, we done gone over this and we know this. So it is kind of scary, but also, like I said, for if like a person has the program and they're not trying to use it for monetary gain, and I want to say maybe just putting it on YouTube and not monetizing it, or just using it for personal use, having an album of theirs that they've created, and just basically just keeping it for themselves, just so they can see how it would sound if, you know, let's say if they did a track with like Master P, or if they did a track with Jay-Z, and, you know, all they did was just use their cadence to make it sound like that rapper that they're wanting on that track or whatnot. I'm like, that would be a really cool thing, you know, especially if you know that you're not gonna more than likely be in that position to have, you know, these people on the track and being able to do business with them. Like, that would be a neat tool to do, especially if you're not taking it far, you know, and you're just using it for personal, just for you, and, you know, maybe to share amongst friends. But, you know, it's real crazy. But that's why I said it's kind of a scary thing when you look at it, when it comes to that. And I feel like as this starts to progress and get a little bit better, there is going to be more of regulations guarding around it, and this is going to be a big topic. And what I was thinking about the other day, that Drake did two things that was, in a sense, kind of revolutionary, but I guess he kind of started something. For one, this is something that I think a lot of rappers, when they heard it, was like, yo, that's creative. Because, like, even I was like, damn, yo, you know, ooh, that's creative. That's the shit I like. And thinking like, oh, I could possibly do that in my efforts to do this and do that. So it's kind of like a trendsetter. He started something. But also in that, secondly, he started the conversation of, you know, utilizing it in a type of way, or whether it's for financial, or whether it's just for like personal or whatever, but it's still out there. Like, is it morally right, you know? And just opening up that conversation, and opening up that, you know, that conversation or whatnot, and getting this started amongst people, amongst the rap community, amongst just regular people, me and you, the audience that love this music, and just figuring out where to go from here when it comes to AI and the utilization, the usage of it, in regards to just like everyday things, like, you know, like music and just anything, like doing a commercial or whatnot. It's he started something. I don't think it, like the second thing, I don't think he knew that he was really starting that, but, you know, or he wanted to start that, but he started it. He started that conversation. He's like getting that going in people's minds. And so, I mean, we're going to see where it goes from here. I'm pretty sure that Drake don't really want too much of the smoke, because I know that Drake is an intelligent guy. He hasn't gotten to where he is right now without having some sense of intelligence in getting there. So I'm pretty sure that he's aware of what will happen, and that when it comes to this, he may be looked at in the wrong, because it's not like he was utilizing it for a good purpose. He was utilizing it to discredit, discount, to disrespect another peer, another rapper, and just basically, you know, it just, you got to think about if somebody used your family member, you know, in like their likeliness to say like, oh, well, if your mom was here, your mom would slap you in the face and call you a bitch, you know, and, you know, just something like that. It's like, and you know that your mom won't be on that type of shit. So I don't know. Maybe that's a bad like analogy or a bad example, but you get what I'm saying, you know. And so I want to see where this is going to go, how far the conversation is going to go, because the conversation isn't going to end soon. The conversation is going to be, because this goes outside of hip hop. It goes outside of music. It goes into the realms of like movies and music, and I mean movies and music. It goes into the realm of movies and just anything, and like everything outside that is going to affect our whole world as we know it. And so now is the time to get on it. I mean, we should have been on this and trying to figure out, like, setting down legislations and I know I probably said that wrong, legislations and certain things to just kind of like, you know, regulate the usage of AI, how it's used, what's right, what's wrong, what's moral, what's immoral, and just going from there. So I think at that point, that's where it's going to go, the conversation. But yeah, it's kind of an exciting but scary thing, like I've said before. But yeah, I mean, Drake, he's a smart man. That's why he took it down. That's why he's not going to put it on streaming service. And not believe there is a version without the AI, without Snoop Dogg on it, without the Snoop Dogg AI voice cover and the Tupac voice cover on it, and it's just Drake, like his voice is all through there. So maybe he'll be able to monetize that, but it's still a thing of him representing himself on the track as Tupac in one way and as Snoop Dogg as another way, and just going that route. I don't know. It's really, when you look at it in the sense of being moral and immoral, that's really what comes to it. Even if you take the AI, you know, voices off of it, that still boils down to, you know, is it right for him to do this? But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just reminds me of when Royce da 5'9" did it on the song Taxi Driver. And the thing is, he didn't use it in the way that in the way that Drake did. He did it in a way of like in storytelling of him picking up Tupac and Biggie and having a conversation with them, dropping them off, and you know, they ended up getting shot and all that stuff. And like, you had to listen to the song, but the song is actually a really good song. I love the song from Royce, but the way that that's done and compared to what Drake is two different things. And then at that point, you know, AI didn't exist, because this was years ago. This is like in my 20s. I'm 36 right now, and that song came out like when I was still in my 20s. So it was a while back. And so even then, he wasn't using AI. He was just making his voice sound like, you know, Pac and Biggie, and using kind of like their cadence to tell his story. And so it's just like, I think when you're utilizing it like that, I think it's okay, because you're not doing maliciously. You're not trying to put a bad, you know, you're not trying to misrepresent or misuse their likelihood or likeliness or whatever. You're just utilizing it to tell a story and to have that has a meaning behind it. And so it's vastly different from what Drake did. But in any case, that's all I really have to say about it, and I hope you guys liked it at this point. If you've made it this far, thank you, and go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you're not, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, stay safe, and man, I still need that AI program. Somebody just give it to me for free, because I need to make a whole album with like every single artist in the game, past, present, it don't matter. I need a song with every single one of them. So somebody hit me up with that. I'm waiting.